Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. Today, I'm doing a solo on this beautiful Monday in Chicago. A little overcast, no snow or rain, though, so that's why it's beautiful. But very excited to bring you guys some news today about the Chicago Bears and an episodes coming up later this week, so stay tuned for that. But today's main focus is that the Bears officially signed tight end Jesper Horsted to a one-year contract to come back to the Chicago Bears. He is a fan favorite, and no, it's only a one-year contract, but hey, it's better than not having back on this team because he is a bigger deal than a lot think he is. If you don't know who he is, I'll break it all down below, but stay tuned for that. Also, the Chicago Bears started their voluntary offseason workouts today, April 4th. 2022, the official kickoff of the 2022 season in some eyes of major NFL analysts. And we are very excited that the Bears were one of the first teams to kick it off. They're one of 4 teams to start these workouts today, and we're excited to see it. And there were some big names there today that kind of shocked a couple of people, and that hopefully it's changing the culture of the Chicago Bears moving forward. So let's jump into Jesper Horsted on his 1-year, $895,000 contract in 2022. Horsted, a 25-year-old, 6'4", 240-pound tight end. A lot of people know him for his crazy preseason catches, but also having an impact in the red zone this past season when the tight end really wasn't a big deal. He was arguably our best tight end in the tight end or the touchdown category for our tight ends. So he is low-key a beast, and he fits the total mold of big and athletic and young that Ryan Poles is looking forward to bring in for Justin Fields, that the Bears are very excited about. And the reason he is not well known outside the city of Chicago is because of Matt Nagy's offense hating the tight end position this past season. So, Luke Getsy's coming in. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers with Getsy used the tight end a lot last year. And we're excited to hear that, again, Luke Getsy's in Chicago. He's working with Justin Fields. And also, Justin Fields already has an established relationship with Jesper Horsted and Cole Kmet, who is going to be our tight end 1. So having TE 1 and 2 already covered saves a lot of stress for the Bears in the draft. One less position to potentially draft in later rounds gives the opportunity to look more into areas of need. He was actually, speaking of Justin Fields, he was one of his favorite targets during the preseason, besides Jesse James. Justin Fields loves the tight end, and Matt Nagy just decided not to use him, which obviously it's Matt Nagy running the show. So that's why that happened. But Jesper Horsted is going to be a big deal this year. Put your money on it right now. One thing that I do want to point out that's also crazy about Jesper Horsted, and I hit on a little bit about a minute ago, was that he only caught 2 passes last year, but both those passes were touchdowns. So I guess he's a pretty effective guy, at least in the regular season. He had a lot more stats in the preseason as he was fighting for a roster spot. And if you go back and look at his, emotional news breaking from Ryan Pace that he was going to be back on the team, this guy wants to be a Chicago Bear. He wants to play football, and I'm very excited for him to come back. So Jesper Horsted, welcome back to Chicago. Bears fans, look him up, get to know him, follow him on Twitter and Instagram. He's a great guy, and I know everyone's going to be pretty happy about him this upcoming season. So workouts. Bears started their voluntary offseason workout program today, April 4th, 2022. And it was all at Halas Hall. And guess who showed up today? I mean, there were some lower names of guys that are, not that big of a deal. But Eddie Jackson and Roquan Smith were both in attendance today, working out, talking with guys, kind of leading the group. And that's a good thing to see. And I know people are like, obviously Roquan Smith is the leader of our defense, but why do you care so much, Nick, that Eddie Jackson was there? Because Eddie Jackson has had a very bad rep put on him over the last couple of years, ever since Vic Fangio left, not being a ball hawk anymore. Obviously, the comments about no need to tackle and then getting burned a few times last year hurt him a little bit. But Matt Nagy and him, those two personalities definitely did not get along. And Eddie Jackson didn't care really what he said after Matt Nagy left. He's happy to have Matt Eberflus as his defensive guy and also leading the way. So Eddie Jackson, I think, is putting on a better impression, not only with fans, but with the coaches as well. So very excited for that to happen. Oh, just checking. Might have a little bit of news for you guys here. Oh, nothing. Just wanted to make sure. But I think that Eddie Jackson's going to turn things around this year. I know that he got the bag and nothing really happened after, but watch out for Eddie Jackson this year. Matt Eberflus likes him a lot more than any defensive coordinator we've had over the last couple of years. So Eddie Jackson, I think, is going to be a stud this year. We're going to see old Bo Jack that we all know all too well. and we're very excited for that. So stay tuned. Don't put something on Eddie Jackson yet, unless he starts doing stuff again. Then we can get mad at him like we always do. But I think Eddie Jackson's going to come back this year and make some noise and prove a lot of people wrong, or tell people, hey, I was suppressed the last couple of years. I'm back. We're going to get after it. I hope to see Justin Fields, Cole Kmet, and Mooney potentially at these workouts, along with all the free agents that we signed, because that kind of starts building those relationships early. I'm sure these guys have talked via text, FaceTime, playing video games, or, going to, coffee, or probably going out and having a good time. But overall, I hope to see some of these guys at Halas Hall over the next couple of days, putting in some work and, meeting these Chicago Bears and putting together the team that is going to take the North, according to Ryan Poles. And also, one thing more is that the NFL draft is 24 days away. We are very excited for it. So stay tuned. We're going to have about 4 more mock drafts for you guys. So stay tuned for that as things continuously change with this roster. We're very excited about that. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and we'll see you guys next time.